We did some practice problems with squares and rectangles. Now we're going to do some with parallelograms and triangles. And again, we're just using formulas, so it's pretty straightforward. It says calculate the unknown value, either the base, the height, or the area. So it looks like I have my base and my height here. And if you remember, area is just base times height. So this would be 10 times 9.5. When I multiply those together, I get 95. Here we have the area and we have the base, but we don't have the height. So the area is 60, and that's going to equal the base, which is 15, times the height. So in order to get the height by itself, I've got to divide by 15. Those cancel, and my height is going to be equal to 4. On C, again, they give me the, they give me the height, but I'm missing the base. So the area is 28, and that equals the height, which is 3.5 times the base. Now, since the multiplication, it doesn't matter what order it's in. It's okay that I put it like this. I just need to divide by 3.5 on both sides. Cross those out. 28 divided by 3.5 gives me 8. So the base has a length of 8. Now we have a word problem. And the first thing I always tell you guys to do in a word problem is you've got to draw a picture, right? Tyson charges $20 per square foot of rug for a basic design. A client orders one basic rectangular shaped rug that is 6 feet long and 4 feet wide, and one basic rug shaped like a parallelogram that is not a rectangle with a base that is 8 feet long and a height that is 3 feet. What is the total cost for the rugs? So we've got a rectangle, 6 feet long, 4 feet wide, and then we have a parallelogram. It does not matter if this is perfect. It obviously is not. That's okay. We just want a basic idea of what it's going to look like. So how do we find the area of a rectangle? We're just going to multiply those together. So that equals 24. And how do we find the area of a parallelogram? Again, we just multiply them together. We also get 24. So both rugs have an area of 24 square feet. And so total, I'm going to be buying 48 square feet. Well, he's going to charge me $20 per square foot. So I'm going to have 48 times $20. And then that will equal $960. For both rugs, right there. Okay, on the next page, we've got some more problems. For each triangle, the length, the base, or the height is unknown. Calculate the value of each unknown measure. Okay, so they started us off a little complicated. They give us the area. If you remember, to find a triangle, area equals 1/2 base times height, or base times height divided by 2. I prefer to use the second one. So my area is 60. That's going to equal my base, which is 24, times my height, which I don't know, divided by 2. The first thing I want to do is get rid of this 2 denominator. I don't like it. So we could do this 2 ways. I can multiply both sides times 2, or I could just divide this. I'm going to multiply both sides times 2 to get rid of that denominator. So those are going to cancel. 120 equals 24h. Now I just divide 120 divided by 24. My height equals 5. Here, this one's a little more straightforward. So my area is going to equal 6 times 8 divided by 2. 6 times 8 is 48 divided by 2. I'm going to get 24. My area is 24. You can stick that in your calculator also. This one also, we're working backwards on it. Instead of giving us the base though, they gave us the height. This one looks a little funky, and this is one of the things that I need to point out to you. This is not a part of the triangle, okay? It's just this triangle right here. However, this is still the height. Even though it's hanging out outside, that's still from the top down to where it's perpendicular with the base. That's important. So my area is 42, so that equals 6 times my base over 2. I'm going to multiply both sides times 2, so I get 84 equals 6 times my base. When I divide 84 by 6, my base, is going to equal 14. So again, we have a composite figure on the next one, number 4. The figure shown is composed of rectangles and triangles. Calculate the area of our rectangle RECT. So the area of the rectangle is going to be 60 times 20, which will give us 1,200. And then the next one says calculate the area of triangle AEC. So this is my height here. It's also going to be my height of my triangle. Okay. So the area is going to be 60 times 20 divided by 2. When I calculate this out, I get 600. Calculate the area of the shaded region. So these shaded region questions can kind of be confusing. We've seen them on standardized testing in the past. It's possible you had something similar to this on your algebra EOC, but they're not as complicated as they seem. So in order to find the shaded area, that would be kind of complicated because I don't know exactly, if this is what this is and what this is. But what I can do is I can take the area of the entire figure and then subtract out the non-shaded area. That was pretty easy to find. So I can take 1,200 minus 600, and that will give me 600, which is the area of the shaded region.